Welcome back to The Deep Dive, where we streamline complex information into the essential knowledge you need fast.
Today we're looking at Tokyo, and it's a city of some really fascinating contradictions right now.
It really is. We're diving deep into its real estate market.
Hmm.
On one hand, you have this incredible commercial resilience.
That's right. But on the other, this baffling crisis with empty homes.
And our mission today is to pull all of that apart. We're looking at the raw data, the reasons behind it, and some of the, well, really creative solutions that are emerging.
Exactly. And this isn't just an academic exercise. If you're looking to find a place to comfortably live and work in the Asia-Pacific region for longer than just a few days.
Which is what so many professionals and corporate teams need now.
Right. Then understanding this duality is key. You need to know where the investment is, where the space actually is, and just how flexible the city is becoming.
So we're challenging that simple story that all offices are empty.
We are, because in Tokyo, that's just not true.
Okay, let's unpack this then. How is Tokyo bucking these global trends? I mean, we see cities like Manhattan and London really feeling the pinch.
They are, and Tokyo is just a different story entirely. The data is, well, it's really clear. The city's office market is an anomaly.
An anomaly how? What are the key numbers telling us?
The biggest one, the most crucial data point, is the vacancy rate. We're talking about the 5 central business wards.
The core of the city.
The absolute core. And as of March this year, that rate dropped to a 3-year low.
A 3-year low. So what's the actual figure?
Just 5.47%.
Wow. Okay, to put that in perspective for everyone, many big North American cities are seeing office vacancies well over 20%.
Oh, absolutely. Some are significantly higher. So Tokyo is just operating in a completely different paradigm.
And a sub 6% rate.
Right.
That signals a very tight, very healthy market. I assume rents are following that trend.
Precisely. They've been inching up month after month all year. And that's not just about local demand, it's a sign of confidence.
Tenants are willing to pay a premium.
They are. It signals a belief in the city's long-term economic path.
But who's driving all this demand? It can't just be domestic companies.
No, and that's where it gets really interesting. A huge factor is the influx of foreign investment.
Ah, so global capital is flowing in.
A lot of it. We're talking major private equity funds, institutional investors. They see Tokyo's commercial sector as a stable haven.
Compared to the volatility elsewhere.
Exactly. You look at the high interest rates in New York or London, and then you look at Japan with its low financing costs and perceived stability. It's a very attractive proposition.
So global money is essentially betting on Tokyo's return to office push and its role as a gateway to the rest of Asia.
Absolutely. And that means for anyone looking for a high-quality serviced office or corporate apartment for an extended stay, the commercial center is only getting more competitive.
Okay, so the business heart of Tokyo is thriving. Global capital, people back at their desks. But then you pull back the curtain and the residential side is a completely different world.
It's a stark, almost unbelievable paradox.
This issue of IKEA, the vacant homes.
It is a massive structural contradiction. And the scale. The scale is just astounding. As of 2023, Japan is sitting on nearly 8.9 million empty properties.
8.9 million. That's more than 10% of the entire housing stock.
It is. I mean, think about that. You walk down a street and potentially every 10th house is just empty.
And that's a number that's projected to get worse.
Much worse. Some experts are saying it could be nearly a third of all homes by 2033.
Now, you'd think this is a problem for remote, shrinking villages.
That's the common assumption. But the sources show that, counterintuitively, Tokyo itself has the highest number of vacant homes in the country. They're everywhere.
So why? Why isn't the market just correcting this? Why would a house in a global hub sit empty?
It's a mix of demographics and some very specific policies. First, you have to look at the high inheritance taxes. For a long time, the policy was designed to stop speculative bubbles, so inheriting real estate was made financially painful. An heir who doesn't want to live in the family home might just let it sit empty rather than deal with the tax bill and the hassle.
And just carrying it down isn't an option either.
It's often way too expensive. But here's the real kicker. There's a land tax loophole.
A loophole?
Yes. As long as a house, any structure, is physically standing on the land, the owner gets a huge discount on their property tax. Up to 6 times lower than if the land were empty.
Wait, are you serious? So the system actually incentivizes you to let a derelict building just stand there and rot.
Precisely. It's cheaper than tearing it down.
Yeah.
So you have the structural inertia. Holding it is expensive, demolishing it is expensive, selling it is often impossible. So it just sits.
And the result is urban decay, pests, fire risk, a huge problem.
A huge problem. And this is where we get to the aha moment, the creative solutions people are coming up with. Tokyo's resilience isn't just in those shiny new skyscrapers.
It's in the ingenuity of repurposing these forgotten spaces.
The ingenuity is palpable. You see it on a small scale in old commercial streets. A former greengrocer shop is now, say, a cozy little restaurant.
I've seen that. And they're creating these mini hubs too, right? Grouping several new businesses together to create a new center of gravity.
Yes, to draw foot traffic back into those quiet areas. But the most interesting trend, especially for a professional on an extended stay, is how they're repurposing the residential IKEA.
Okay, tell me more.
We're seeing small IT firms, creative agencies, moving into these old vacant homes and renovating them into offices.
That's brilliant. The cost must be a fraction of a lease in a corporate tower.
A tiny fraction.
Yeah.
And they get this unique vibe, historic charm, low overhead, a kind of comfortable, functional space that a standard office building just can't offer.
And they're revitalizing neighborhoods that didn't even have commercial spaces before.
Exactly. And then you have these amazing community-led solutions, like the one in Kamiyama.
Right, that's the town that used art to fight depopulation.
A town of only 5,000 people. They started an artist-in-residence program, using all those vacant buildings as studios. That brought in creative people, then tech workers.
It became a sort of digital nomad hotspot.
It did. And that, in turn, attracted new, stylish local businesses. It proves you can fix a structural problem with culture and creativity, not just regulations.
And there are also the social projects, the shared living initiatives.
Those are incredible. Pairing elderly residents who have extra space with university students who need affordable housing.
So the student gets a place to live, and the senior gets companionship and help around the house.
It's a total win-win. It tackles the housing crisis and the loneliness crisis at the same time, all by using space that was just sitting empty.
But this repurposing can't be easy. I imagine there are a lot of hurdles.
There are. The biggest one is legal. Building codes. You can't just turn a 50-year-old wooden house into a commercial office overnight.
The fire safety and seismic standards would be completely different.
Completely. So the renovations can get complex and costly. There's a definite clash between the desire for adaptable space and the existing regulations.
So speaking of modern standards, let's connect this back to how people actually work today.
Yeah.
For the foreign professional or business coming into Tokyo, the old cubicle model is fading fast.
It is. And that shift is creating huge demand for flexible and serviced office spaces. If you're there for, say, a 3 or 6 month project, a traditional long-term lease makes no sense.
You need agility. You need a mix of private offices, shared desks, meeting rooms, all available on flexible terms.
Exactly. And the market is showing this. The Japanese co-working market is projected to be worth over $1 billion by 2030.
$1 billion. So this isn't a temporary trend.
No, it's the new backbone of the city's business infrastructure. And we're seeing a real flight to quality within that market.
Meaning professionals aren't just looking for any desk.
Right. They're choosing high-end, amenity-rich serviced offices near major transit hubs. Convenience is everything.
And this focus on quality, on integrated living and working, is showing up in the city's large-scale planning too.
It really is. It's the high-end counterpoint to the IKEA reuse. You look at a project like Azobudai Hills.
That's that massive new development, right? The mini city within the city.
A literal mini city. It integrates thousands of residents, workers, retail, a museum, even a school. It's all about mixed-use development and enhancing public space with lots of greenery.
So the goal is to create these seamless environments where you don't really separate life and work. It's all just living.
It's about creating places people genuinely want to be. You could have a meeting in your high-tech serviced office, then walk 50 feet to a park or a gallery.
That makes the city incredibly attractive for long-term placements.
It does. And this duality, the brand new integrated developments and the creative reuse of old buildings, is what really defines Tokyo's resilience today.
So to sum it all up, we've got a city that's absolutely forging its own path.
Completely. A thriving commercial market attracting global capital right alongside this massive systemic housing problem.
And it's tackling both with incredible innovation.
Yes, and understanding that duality, that flexibility, is, well, it's essential for anyone navigating the Asia-Pacific market. You're seeing a city that finds solutions everywhere, from a billion-dollar tower to a forgotten little house.
Absolutely. And that leaves us with a final provocative thought for you to consider. Given that these two things are happening at the same time, the high-end integrated developments and the low-cost, grassroots reuse of vacant homes.
What does that really tell us about modern convenience for the business traveler?
Exactly. Is true flexibility and comfort found only in the newest skyscraper? Or can you find it just as easily in a thoughtfully repurposed property that's woven into the fabric of a local neighborhood? Something to mull over as you plan your next long-term placement.